Speaking on the Rev Up Meet the Minister program, Shawn accused the Alan Chasney-led government of neglecting the St. Jude Hospital Reconstruction Project for 3 years, citing the period between 2016 and 2019 when the land lay fallow before work recommenced in late 2019, only suffered pandemic-induced setbacks. The St. Lucia Labour Party SLP administration under Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre restarted work in 2021 on the 100-bed hospital destroyed by fire on September 9, 2009, which is now prepared for phased operations.
When fire damaged St. Jude Hospital, it was the United Workers' Party that was in government. The Honorable Stephenson King was the Prime Minister of the day. And almost immediately, he began reconstruction of the hospital, collaborated with whichever international agencies and friendly governments that he had to. The opposition, led by Dr. Kenny Anthony, was very supportive, and reconstruction started. There was a change of government, and Dr. Anthony replaced Stephenson King as Prime Minister. And without fail, Dr. Anthony continued the reconstruction process. And there came the elections of 2016. Alan Chasney was Prime Minister. And he stopped the project. He did not suspend, because suspend would suggest a much shorter period of time.
A 2017 audit commissioned by then Economic Development Minister Guy Joseph had flagged issues, but affirmed that the nearly complete structures on the site were indeed salvageable. Despite this finding, the Chasney administration proceeded to demolish 2 structures in 2019 and began construction on a new building, which the then executive promoted as the superior choice. Edward also criticized the former government for what he termed misplaced priorities, asserting that resources were dedicated to advancing the DSH project horse race track in Viewfort, consequently forcing suburban residents to continue relying on makeshift healthcare services at the George Odlum Sports Stadium. It's a charge the UWP denies. However, the Dennery North MP voiced his frustration with the 3-year break.
Not for 3 weeks. Not for 3 months, where he could have said, well, look, we've just come in. Let me do a thorough assessment of what has been done. Let me look at the various plans and to see if there's an alternative. But for 3 years, not a single nail was driven in a sheet of plywood at St. Jude Hospital. For 3 years. And whilst he would have suspended the work that Dr. Anthony and Stephenson King would have started, given the urgency of the need for a hospital down there, 3 years he suspended, but night and day, shifts, backhoes, excavators, tractors, 10-wheeler trucks are busy disturbing the peace in Viewfort, preparing facilities for horses to come and gallop. But you would not fix the hospital. And on the eve of an election, when you're caught with your proverbial pants down, you want to just put up a box with cladding and fool people and tell them that's a modern hospital you're building. And the inside is hollow, empty, no partitions. As they say in Creole, quiz.
No plumbing, no electric.
Nothing at all.
Furthermore, Edward questioned the logic behind the opposition UWP's present criticisms of the incumbent SLP administration's efforts to finally resolve the St. Jude Hospital saga.
We've come back and we're saying that we gave a commitment that we're going to reinstate St. Jude. And that is exactly what we are doing. That is exactly what we have done. And I saw a quote on social media yesterday. You have heard the opposition tell you that the building at St. Jude is not fit for a hospital. A stadium constructed for track and field and football has been housing a hospital for more than 10 years. But you tell me a building constructed as a hospital is not good for a hospital, but you can stay in a stadium for 10 years? As they say, make that make sense.
Right.
The St. Jude handover ceremony begins at 2 p.m. Sunday at the original Auger Viewfort site and will be streamed live across major digital and national television networks. The new facility, funded by a $75 million loan from the Saudi Fund for Development, has secured safety approval from the St. Lucia Fire Service, paving the way for its certification of operation. Healthcare services have operated from the George Odlum Sports Stadium for 16 years, despite numerous promises from successive governments. Recent site visits by the steering committee and board of directors have confirmed significant progress with key facilities, including the physiotherapy and dialysis wings, nearing operational readiness. Gina Filippi, HDS News Force.